There was a time when the world moved slowly. A time when the sun dictated the rhythm of life, when people paused to listen, to think, to simply be. But that time has long passed. Now the world is restless. It moves at a breakneck pace, demanding more, consuming more, distracting more. We are pulled in every direction, drowning in noise, notifications, responsibilities, anxieties. And yet, the wisest minds of history whisper to us across the ages, be still, be present, find the silence within, and you will find everything you are looking for. This is the message of Stillness Is the Key, a book that does not merely suggest stillness as a luxury, but as a necessity, a forgotten art that has been practiced by the greatest minds, warriors, leaders, and philosophers across time. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor who ruled the known world, carried the weight of an empire, yet wrote to himself daily about the importance of clarity, of controlling his thoughts, of mastering stillness. Seneca, the great Stoic thinker, surrounded by the chaos of politics and power, taught that true freedom was not in wealth or status, but in the ability to be untouched by external storms. In a world that constantly tells you to do more, to be more, to chase endlessly, Holiday challenges us to ask a different question. What if the answer isn't in movement, but in stillness? The book unveils the secret to a life of wisdom, happiness, and purpose, built upon three foundations: stillness of the mind, stillness of the soul, and stillness of the body. The mind is where the storm first brews. It is where doubt, distraction, and fear take root. How often do we feel trapped in our own thoughts, pulled in different directions, unable to focus, unable to breathe? Holiday takes us into the minds of the greats: Da Vinci, Churchill, Napoleon, Epictetus. Men who stood in the face of uncertainty and carved out clarity amidst the chaos. They understood something we often forget. A noisy mind cannot see the truth. A distracted mind cannot act with purpose. So how do we reclaim stillness in the mind? We begin by decluttering. By stripping away the unnecessary, by quieting the voices of the outside world, so that we can hear our own. Marcus Aurelius wrote daily, not for others but for himself, untangling his thoughts, making sense of his fears. Seneca limited his exposure to news and gossip, knowing that an overflow of information only clouds judgment. Great minds have always turned to solitude, to journaling, to reflection, not as an escape, but as a sharpening of the sword. But even with a clear mind, the soul can be restless. This is the second battle. The battle against ego, against impulse, against the belief that external success equals internal peace. Holiday paints a stark picture. Countless powerful men, from emperors to presidents to CEOs, have fallen not because they lacked intelligence, but because they lacked control over themselves. Napoleon conquered nations, but was undone by his own arrogance. John F. Kennedy, despite his wealth and privilege, sought service over self-interest, understanding that a life without purpose is a hollow one. The lesson is simple but profound. Real stillness is not in doing nothing, but in doing the right things for the right reasons. It is found in saying no to distractions, no to ego, no to things that pull us away from who we truly are. It is found in the humility of recognizing that we do not need to chase everything, because what is truly ours will come when we are ready. And yet there is one more element, one last pillar of stillness that is often overlooked: the body. We believe that our minds control our actions, but what if the opposite were also true? What if our restlessness comes from the way we treat ourselves physically? Holiday reminds us that stillness is not just a practice of the mind and soul, it is rooted in the body itself. Think of the world's greatest athletes: Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Tom Brady. They understand that greatness is not about pushing endlessly, but about mastering the balance between effort and recovery. They rest, they recover, they build routines that allow them to perform at their peak. And so must we. A still body creates a still mind. Overstimulation, exhaustion, indulgence, these are the enemies of stillness. And the antidote? Simple habits. A disciplined sleep schedule. Time spent in nature. A break from the screens that demand our attention. Small changes in how we treat our bodies can create profound transformations in how we experience life. And so, we arrive at the truth that history has whispered for centuries. Stillness is not an escape from life. It is the key to living it fully. It is the difference between reacting in anger and responding with wisdom, between being consumed by anxiety and moving forward with clarity, between living as a slave to external forces and standing, unshaken, in the eye of the storm. The world will not slow down. It will not pause for you to catch your breath. But you have a choice. You can chase endlessly, or you can be still. You can seek distractions, or you can seek mastery. The greatest minds in history made their choice. Now it is your turn. Be still. The answers have been waiting for you all along. If you like this summary, consider subscribing to our channel. Your support gives us the motivation to keep creating more engaging content.